Hello and welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. We had a lot of titles up there right before.
We're a very titular show.
We have Julia waiting in the shadows here. Truly the shadows, since she's wearing black. Can't even tell her from the back.
She'll be out in the second half of the show talking about movie making and
the Devil's Mistress.
The Devil's Mistress.
And we're going to do a combination of a mimosa and an Aperol Spritz. This weekend I had to make drinks for people, and the mimosa was good, Aperol Spritz was good. You put them together, it's a good drink.
Bada bing.
And
so that's what we're going to do today.
Yes.
You know, food and drink is a major portion of our lives on this show. It is.
And we can't tell you too much about how we sleep, so we tell you about how we eat.
And so, food and drink is our favorite topic, pretty much. And, I've been watching some of these things on TV where they're trying to impeach the president. And remember the word Kiev?
Yes, chicken Kiev.
Kiev, that was the capital of the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did Kiev become Kiev?
I think it became Kiev because
last week.
People who say it a lot can't pronounce both syllables. It's too hard for
them. So I go to a restaurant, I have to order chicken Kiev now?
Kiev. What's a Kiev?
I don't.
Speaking of recipes.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is make a basic mimosa. Mimosa is just Prosecco and orange juice. And then what I did this weekend to liven it up was do the Aperol float.
So you just put a little, an ounce worth, more or less?
When people complain, that's when you change it. We're going to give one to our guest.
And that's it, just two.
That's it.
Three ingredients.
Three ingredients.
I'll put this
Pretty
right
much
off
a mimosa is
right
a simple
here.
drink. Anybody who can add to two could do it.
Okay.
It's fruity.
It is fruity.
You made me use this organic orange juice. I think if we used a regular, normal one, it would have been much tastier.
You prefer
there's a lot of additives they put in.
You prefer the toxic
sodium
essence.
bisulfate, carbonated,
and
dichlorozine, calcium,
yes,
obfuscate.
And there are no GMOs in this.
Yeah, I can't taste any. Except in the Aperol, maybe.
Yeah.
Aperol, was it Aperol or Campari? I think Aperol was made with a red ant dye.
Uh-huh.
Or was it Campari? You must know this. No. Anyway,
yeah,
in the 80s, they took it out, and luckily, they're not using anything organic. It's artificial dye.
Well, I wonder how they got the red ant dye out of the ants and left the formic acid behind. Because the formic acid is what you feel when they bite you.
Yes, that's right.
And if you smash an ant, you can smell the formic acid.
Yeah. Well, maybe that was a healthy part of the drink. It keeps you from getting cockroaches.
You could drop acid.
Yes. So this is
down the hatch. Okay.
The second half of the show, we're going to do a mimosa with a Negroni.
A more complicated
sort of
drink.
Negroni thing. So that'll be fun. We'll see.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a fun little thing to drink. Sitting out on the veranda.
It looks way redder on TV than it does in life.
Here's more orangey, isn't it? Yes. But that's just our monitor.
That's true.
The people are seeing at home exactly the way this looks. I guarantee.
No.
Oh, yeah.
They're not, because they're totally drunk too. So we have no idea how they're seeing it.
Right, don't project onto others what you yourself
That's what TV is about. You're giving them
I see.
A role model.
Right. Hey, did you see where the Allen Theaters is now going to build a new entertainment complex right next to the Tail Shore 12?
Everybody is shocked, but there's certainly enough parking for it.
Well, there is now.
And we don't have a bowling alley.
When they revamped inside, they put in new seats, bigger seats. They took out a lot of seats, so they can't seat as many, so they don't need as many parking spaces. So they're going to build into the parking lot.
I think they're realizing that the trend is not many people are going to the cinema these days because there's so many alternative venues.
Right. So they're going to build a bowling alley. They're going to build a bar and a grill and an arcade center. And you do all that in one.
Is a good interactive thing. The RAD in the middle of town is doing pretty good.
Right, but you don't. How much time can you spend there? But there's one in Deming.
Really?
There's one in Deming.
Oh, so why go to? Deming has if you go to Deming, it'll be so much more fun.
Deming has a bowling alley, an arcade, a bar and grill, just like we're going to have here now.
And what else does Deming have?
Not much.
Meth addicts. Meth addicts, pretty much.
Deming has a Walmart and a Kmart right next to each other.
All right,
and that's about it.
They sell the Kmart because Kmart went out of business, I think, around the country.
Right, so there's a big empty Kmart.
And now they have a Sears. Because it doesn't matter what they have.
They're not going to have a Sears for long.
Yeah.
Neither are we. Sears goes out. Sears goes out about the middle of next month.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I was in there the other
bad.
day, looking for shoes. Half off.
How many people do you see?
Oh, there's people in there.
Were there?
But there's one corner inside Sears where a guy, I guess they're renting out the space. He's selling Persian rugs. where the tools and stuff used to be.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? And he was on the phone the whole time, so I couldn't even ask him any questions about his rugs.
I can't wait till Sears moves out and he takes over the entire store. That place will be clothed in Persian rugs.
No, rugs are us.
That's how Syria is attacking us. They're sending
A
their
rug
rugs over
at a time.
first. Yeah.
That's right.
Or Iraq.
Hey, so you know, Thanksgiving is on the way, and when it gets here, all the county and city
Things are
offices are going to be closed.
You're not going to do anything except go to Black Friday next day.
The county office will be closed Thursday and Friday, and so will the city offices.
So I went to the county offices
And they're closed
yesterday,
Saturday.
which would
Did
be by now some
to
other
pay your
day.
taxes?
I did pay one of my taxes,
Uh-huh.
and I got a variation. I got the other one printed out. But they were giving a little seminar, which is why I timed it, at the end of the day. It was learning about your taxes, which was put on by Eric Rodriguez, who I think is the treasurer.
Oh, okay.
And he told every little thing you would possibly not want to know about the county, where money goes. We're assuming it goes somewhere, right?
Something goes
It
into
just
some people's
doesn't
back
fill up
pockets.
potholes.
We know that.
Well, some people work a little bit for a living. They're not the politicians. But no, they do a lot of stuff, the county.
Well, I hope so.
And that the taxes go for schools. It goes for the Doniana Community College. I'm not here to be Eric Rodriguez. He's going to be putting on little shows all over town.
Oh, that's good. Well, it's tax time. It's good that he does
but
it.
not on Black Friday or Thanksgiving.
That's right. Now, did you see where we have a new economic development director in Las Cruces since Philip
Sanfilippo.
Philip Sanfilippo
Yes.
was released after being on
From his contract.
They put him on ice for 6 months.
That's right.
Paid.
It was 4 months.
Due to his shenanigans, apparently. So
We don't know what the shenanigans are.
We don't-
We don't know what
well-
his underperson did.
had to do with money.
You think? And then it had something to do with Stuart Eade, because Stuart Eade
He left to
left precipitously with no word of forewarned.
just like everybody's bailing from Trump's administration.
And he just bail. So who knows what happened? But now that we have a new mayor, maybe he'll do something about it.
You know,
Do you know anything about this guy?
New mayor, same as the old mayor.
Yeah. Oh wait, is that the Who?
Who?
The Who?
Anyway, our new economic development director is Griselda Martinez, PhD, and she's going to be taking over now, I guess.
Really?
Right now.
It's 2:45 right now in my class.
Well, if you're watching this Saturday, she's already taken over.
Oh,
Okay.
she's on the job, so don't worry.
So
There
congratulations
should be-
to her.
Well, we know what not to do now, I guess.
Do we?
The people who get knocked out, they've done what they did, and you try not to do that. In fact, this week is just the people telling us, last week we did the show with Bellini, which is a peach thing.
Yes.
This week is all about impeachment.
That's
Do you think
true.
they're watching the show?
Donna
and
the
they
Big
get
Peach.
idea? Yeah, Donna.
Done the big impeachment.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, Peach, what are we doing next week?
We're doing.
We're gonna have a peach next
We're doing
week?
mimosas.
Next week.
What are we going to peach? I don't know. We're going to peach. I hope we peach.
Now,
Some people won't agree with that, but they say Kiev.
Kiev. I will never say Kiev.
Kiev sounds dirty, doesn't it?
Kiev. Like skeeve.
Don't skeeve.
Now, remember Isabella Solis?
Yes,
She
I
ran
do.
for office, county commission. In fact, she did some shows here to promote her campaign. She has decided to change parties. She's switching. She's doing what Susana Martinez did. She's going from Democrat to Republican. And that way she gets to run against Deborah Hathaway
Oh.
in the primary if they both make it that far.
So, how do you choose? Do you like a bleached blonde or a bleached redhead? Is that the way? Is that sexist?
None of it's true, Michael.
Oh. Give us, as this goes on, we'll tell you some of their history.
Are we?
Because won't we find out more?
We will as the time goes along. Yes, we will. But what Susana, the Republicans said, we'll give you a bunch of money if you change parties, and we'll pay for your governorship, or at least your campaign. She did, and it worked. I don't know if
And she's pretty Republican anyway, so
I don't
most
know
of
if
her
that's what
beliefs
happened
are
with
Republican, I think,
Isabel.
so it seems that way.
Well-
We will see. We'll show up at town things and ask embarrassing questions. How do you say Kiev?
Well, when she was district attorney, she was a pretty staunch Democrat, it seemed. So anyway, hey, this weekend there's a few things going on, like
Don't distract us from political things.
like
Go ahead.
homegrown, a New Mexico food show and gift market going on at the Farmers and Ranch Market Saturday and Sunday.
Plus,
And 70 markets, 70 vendors.
Yeah.
It's local food.
yes.
What else?
Something that you liked?
What do I like?
Horseback riding.
Oh, pony rides.
Oh, pony rides. Do you think your feet will rub against the floor as you're riding down?
Pony rides for the kids.
Oh.
And you.
I will keep my knees high up so I don't have to walk over.
Yeah, so Saturday that's from 9 to 5, and on Sunday that's from 10
That
to
should
4.
be interesting. I mean, not only are they doing packaged goods, I think they're doing produce.
Produce, and it's all
Produce,
local
so-
products, local vendors.
And now's a great time. Harvest season is over. Those of you who had apricot trees and peach trees,
And
that
it's-
stuff is rotten by
And it's a
now.
gift market, so if you didn't get your Christmas shopping done at the Renaissance Fair, you can finish up here at this market at the Farm and Ranch Museum.
Speaking of the Renaissance Fair, there's a good turnout. I think we had 20% more than last year.
Well, you
And
cleared
that was pretty
$90,000 for the Arts Council. That's not too bad.
That's not bad.
That's better than
considering
last
that
year.
has to pay for the entire year.
No, there's the Arts Fair too. That helps.
That's really not
Yeah,
as much. Yeah.
that's true. Now, also on Saturday, which is today, there's a car show going on. So you can see lots of classic cars, and that's from 10 to 2.
Why are all those broken down cars on our screen?
Broken down. No,
Yeah,
those-
yeah, they're looking at it.
those-
Headsoles.
those are cream puffs. They run like a dream.
Headsoles were built to be broken down,
Well,
weren't they? That was their
I don't see
Ford.
any Edsels. Those are.
What are they?
Fords
Fair
right there.
lanes. They're Fords.
That's a nice Ford. It's at 124 Westgate. You know where that is?
I have no idea where even Westgate must be
I know where it is. I can't place
near
it.
where a porn store is, I think.
Porn?
Isn't there a porn
Oh.
shop? And that's where
you mean Eros.
Eros, yeah.
Yeah, she knows.
And also that's where you fix your
That's true.
your dents in your car.
It's right off of Amador, just before you get to the truck
And
stops.
I think UPS is there too.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. UPS, EROS, same thing.
Yes, or FedEx. I think it's FedEx.
No, FedEx is on 17th Street.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so that's going
Let's
on
get
today.
this down.
You're going to go see some cool cars. There are going to be food vendors there and
Food vendors.
other stuff that who
Food fenders.
vendors, baby.
Fenders.
There'll be fenders
Do they
and
have fenders
vendors.
made out of food? That would be tempting.
And if you need parts for
You
your
get a lot
car,
of
they
parts.
might have fender vendors.
That would be even better. Yeah.
And if there's a taco truck, they'll have taco vendors.
I think you could vent your anger.
We could go on all day.
Yeah. Luckily, it's only a half-hour show.
Now, yeah.
And this part's only 15 minutes, which he didn't even warn us. Are we talking too fast? I mean, we've barely gotten through. Our next topic is Thanksgiving. What do you have to say about Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't know
Did
if
you
you-
ever go through one before?
Yeah,
Have you done this
Thanksgiving.
before?
I don't know if you're talking too fast, Michael. Maybe too much. But I realize it is a
Not
talk show.
fast enough.
Somebody's got to do it.
I still have beverage here.
This is our Thanksgiving show officially, Michael, because our next show will be after Thanksgiving.
You know, speaking of Thanksgiving, mimosas are not bad for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And also, you can do a mimosa with the Aperol. You can buy Aperol. Here it is. You can buy, people always say, where do I get stuff? You can get this at Toucan. You can also get it at Kelly's. And of course, Celebrate if you can find it.
Ha!
I don't know.
How about
if
Toucan? I mean, not Toucan. What about Sprouts? They got the liquor license
bet.
from Celebrate.
They have what?
They've got the liquor license from Celebrate.
Yeah, but they don't have like a diverse.
They have a terrible
thing.
selection, really.
And only our guest here is the only person I've ever heard of who's ever heard of Aperol without you having to read the book about what Aperol is.
So-
Aperol is sort of like Campari, but lighter,
I see, and more orangey.
more peachy. Like
So-
and Campari, we're going to use that next on the next part of the show.
Well, we want to wish a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You're cooking, right?
Well, yes, you can call chopped
Chicken
liver
livers.
cooking.
And I'll be
What are you
eating.
making?
Me?
Vanilla wafers?
I'm not going to tell you. So, listen, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back,
Are we taking a break? Let's just verify this from the studio.
We are taking a break.
Studio guy.
and
Okay.
we'll be joined by our special guest after these words.
Who is also known as the Devil's Mistress.
Hi, you found us on Channel 98. Keep watching because we have so much in store for you. We want to grow together. Your channel, local and real.
If we want to improve America's healthcare system, let's start by improving the health of Americans. Despite the best doctors, hospitals, and medical advancements, Americans are not as healthy as they should be. We spend too much on treatment and not enough on wellness and prevention. We need a system based on primary care. When patients have a medical home and a long-term relationship with a doctor, the result is a longer, healthier life and reduced medical costs for everyone. Let's make America a place where health is primary.
You want me?
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
Welcome back to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen, and joining Michael and I as our special guest, Julia Smith.
Do you want to use your middle name? Don't you like to? You always use your middle name.
I use my middle name on Facebook, and now everyone's going to know
Julia
my
Luisa
secret identity.
Your secret identity?
Yeah, I don't use my proper last name on Facebook,
Nobody
so
will
that
figure out what that
I'm not
is.
easily
Let's see, how much are these?
discovered.
Oh.
So you teach at MSU.
I do. I'm in the Gender Studies department this semester, and I will be full-time in the Creative Media department next semester.
Oh, what do you want to teach?
That's great.
I'll be teaching history of cinema, cinema review, and race, gender, and film. I'm very excited.
I love history of cinema. I taught that myself a little bit. And
What to me?
I'm a big history.
Me on the show?
I'm a big history of cinema buff. You know that, Mike.
He does know facts.
Yeah.
I introduced the classic films at the Rio Grande Theater this year. And anyway, we'll talk more about that later. But, Michael, what are we doing here?
We're going to finish this up. So I'll do this. So
Okay.
we have the orange juice, and I'm crossing in front of our
Yes.
guest. Hopefully we have enough to do everyone. You know what Prosecco does when you're drinking?
It bubbles.
Slows down how much alcohol you're getting because it's only 11%, unlike a
wine.
Negroni, which you use gin for. And,
Yes.
In fact, that's how I discovered the so-called Negroni Spagliatelli, because all you do is put Prosecco in your Negroni.
11% is quite a bit, though.
It's kind of low for a wine.
Not if you're comparing
Really?
it to
It's in
Maybe like a
14%.
No, port would be 18%.
Yeah.
But gin is
40.
40 proof,
and
40%.
if it's not Navy
80 proof.
80 proof, yeah.
So, I mean, 40, if you're drinking and you're doing a 40% thing, you could drink 4 times as much.
Well, we got to
And you know
get
how
more
much-
Prosecco
You know
in here.
how much alcohol is in orange juice?
How much?
Depends on how long you leave it out.
If it ferments on its own, which it can do, but then you don't want it because
Mark's allowing me to do my favorite thing on this show right now.
Silently watch you shake.
While I make noise. Does your microphone work?
That's how Michael puts his Parkinson's disease to good use.
That's right. Finally.
I'm an ASMR show.
So,
Sound effects.
what are you calling this drink, Michael?
Well, this is actually a Negroni Mimosa.
Oh.
Actually, the
Mimosa.
Dubonnet and the Campari have about 18% alcohol. Aperol is only like 15%. I mean 10% or 11. Not a lot. But this gets your alcohol consumption level.
Kind of like a blood orange color.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's nice.
I think it's
Okay.
Well, we can't leave anything over. Unless, well, let's see how it is.
Shall we, folks?
Because I've never made this one. Variations of this.
It's got a more bitter
It's
aspect to it.
medicinal, yeah, because
It's
of
not
the
nearly as sweet.
Campari.
That's lovely.
I'm not much one for the sweetie drinks, as I've told you. And this isn't one of those.
He didn't call them girly drinks because you're here. offend you.
I appreciate that.
So he calls me sweetie all the time.
Really? Wow.
No, or girly.
Because
But
that's greatest insult.
you know, this is kind of almost blood red, like you might find in the movie.
This is
Devil's Mistress.
It is, yes.
And this too is a hearty
Quite
drink.
lurid in color.
So
Yeah.
you're here because of the
He's
Devil's
segueing.
Mistress. There's the
Ah,
poster
yes.
from the movie. It was made in 1960.
It was premiered in 1965.
He made it in 64.
Took about 2 years to make.
2 years.
Before it was.
And it was shot all around here, mostly at the base of the Oregon Mountains and
Yeah.
in the desert.
Yeah, kind of off Baylor Canyon.
So you can see familiar things,
And
except that
yeah,
they're
you can.
You'll
they're
mostly see
50
nature.
years old.
It's mostly nature in the Oregon Mountains.
Yeah,
Nature.
nature and
Oh my
some
God.
white men and
Wow.
And it kind of opens with like
Hey, nature.
the four horsemen of the apocalypse, maybe? We don't know, as they enter the frame.
Weren't
and
you
head
in
toward the
college then? Weren't you taking a class with?
Yes. Orville Wanzer, who directed the film, was my film teacher, and I took every film class he had to offer. In fact, I even invented one so I could make
teach
another
you-
movie.
So you can get really easy A's?
And a practicum
easy
thing.
A's, that's why.
Well, for me they were, because that was my fort.
You're 40.
he moved here in 1959 from Miami University, and he had been a Navy projectionist, and he had grown up on the streets of Queens,
Wow.
and he described
The
himself as
tough
movie
streets,
made.
those tough streets.
Yeah,
Queens.
yeah.
He had that New York thing, about him.
But he went, Miami University's in where? Indiana? Or Ohio? It's not in-
Miami. It's the
It's
Miami one.
actually Miami.
It has
Yeah, he was in
There's a
Florida.
Miami in the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Ohio.
heard that. Yeah.
And so then he came here and he taught film for a while. He kind of invented the film department. He was the first one.
Yeah, that's what really interested me after finding out about the Devil's Mistress. Is he taught some of the earliest film studies classes in the country here at NMSU.
And he
did.
created the film library that was collecting foreign films.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had to borrow a film, it's pretty easy. You can still do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, he would show.
Oh, they're 16 millimeter probably.
Yes. He also kind of started the Campus Film Society,
He did.
and they would screen films, and they would, they get them from the distributor. He would copy them, and keep them. And those are the ones that he showed us.
They have a bunch of VHS. They've modernized that film thing. They've gone with the times.
He had tons of 16 millimeter prints of all kinds of films, from classics to art films with the Dadaists, the Surrealists, because he taught these things. And when I was taking film class, there was also a film class in the art department. So we'd get the art department coming to the screenings to see the films they needed to see.
Like Andalusian Dog.
And some
Do you have
artsy
have you
films.
seen Andalusian?
Unshan Andalou.
Unshan Andalou.
Unshan Andalou.
Yes.
I don't know.
Buñuel.
I don't know Italian. Yes.
Okay.
Buñuel.
And so he filmed The Devil's Mistress here. And I remember when they had the premiere, I was a little tiny kid. But my dad went to the premiere at the Rio Grande Theater.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
There was supposedly red carpet and spotlights, and he came
Really?
in with a police motorcade.
Really? All
Yeah.
three of our police cars in 1965.
And I know
horses.
that
That should have been fun to film too.
Forrest Westmoreland is in the movie. And a part of his name is in as the production company that made the film. He
Yeah.
invested in the film.
And Teddy Gregory, who is still with us.
Ted Gregory, he was a police officer.
So the three of them created a production company.
Wow. And this was the only thing they produced?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was sold to Hollywood, and
Really?
it was nationally distributed across the U.S. Fox theater chains, and supposedly it had a cult following in New York. I don't know if that's hearsay, but
So you're saying that helped create the wealth of Fox films and Fox
but
Channel? and
maybe
that
I'm
whole
not sure if
thing?
it went downhill years after,
Are
or
you trying to revive the cult following?
potentially. I think it could certainly be branded as an early version of what I'm calling an acid western.
An acid western. What does that mean?
Well, there's contention about the creation of the name between some scholars. Pauline Kael, who is a film scholar, wrote.
We used to call it kale.
Kale.
Yeah,
Like the leafy
since
green.
But since we say Kiev and not Kiev,
Don't call
I'll
it-
go with your pronunciation. Kale.
She wrote it about El Topo,
Yes.
Oh,
referring to the audience members' state of mind, thinking it was a sort of profound film.
it was, wasn't
She
it?
didn't like it. She kind
El
of
Topo or
yeah,
this one?
El Topo.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think
I like that.
I don't think she ever saw The Devil's Mistress. But then later it's kind of refers to like the counterculture, like Westerns that are responding to the counterculture.
And this was a very low-budget film. I do know that the actor that he had in there in one of the roles, when they went to edit the film, the guy's voice just wasn't up to snuff. So they hired an actor who was on the TV series The Millionaire to dub the guy's voice.
There was an over voice.
I'm not sure whose voice
I think it
was.
must have been.
There was a narrator on
because
The Millionaire.
They got a farmer to play the devil. He wasn't an actor, actually. Well, none of them were actors, but they had to dub voices later.
Yes.
So.
Now, there's a woman, because the title role is the devil's mistress. Who played that part?
That was his then wife, Joan, and she is mute in the film, so she doesn't speak, but she plays the most. Well, you know, there's certainly things to be said in that regard.
And you're having a screening of The Devil's Mistress.
Yes, on
Coming up?
December 5th at the Rio Grande Theater, which will be the first time it's been there since 1965.
Yes.
And coincidentally, it's his birthday.
Oh,
and he died he died this February, so it would have been
He
his.
did? I was involved in a screening of The Devil's Mistress about 5 years ago at the Fountain Theater.
With Jeff Berg.
Jeff Berg, yes. And the reason you're having the screening for The Devil's Mistress is why?
As a fundraiser for my work in progress documentary around the film, but also around his life and work.
Orville Wanzer.
Yes, Orville Buddy Wanzer.
Buddy Wanzer.
Katie McLean, love that guy.
Katie McLean.
Yeah, well, he became a hermit and bought property out there. And
With Katie.
They were neighbors up there in their Garfield area.
I would say that's an El Topo situation.
El Topo. So that's it, The Devil's Mistress, December
5th at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. at
And
the
you
Rio
can
Grande Theater.
RSVP on Facebook or buy on the night of the event.
This is a very rare screening.
How much are tickets?
$12.50 or $5 for students.
I'll give 15.
Really?
I would love that.
Well, okay. That should make
Sold.
Yeah.
So,
And there should be a
spenders
press release in the bulletin on November 29th.
great, excellent, and maybe on Facebook you will see it mentioned.
Yeah.
And of course you'll see it here on this show. That's about all the time we have on Double Talk this week.
Thank you for coming.
Julia, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Come up with more topics.
And we'll see you next week right here on Double Talk.
Cheers.
Can you put us on the guest list?